Welcome, everybody, to the Nick and Nolan Experience Talk Show. I'm Nick Sable. This is Nolan Taylor. And today we're here to talk strictly about MMA and the fights that happened this past weekend. We'll talk about every fight and give our analysis on them, as well as some other news in the world of MMA. So let's start with the action-packed night that we had this past Saturday.
Man, I was so scared that it was going to get canceled, dude. With this whole thing with Jacare, I was like, dude, like it could have got canceled. It really could have, like.
Oh, easily.
And
especially if he was around everybody.
Yeah, and luckily the Florida Commission said, you know what, just go on with it.
Yeah, it's the only him and his cornermen, so his two cornermen got it. So
yeah,
I mean, he was pretty far away from Uriah, like in the face-off thing. They stayed pretty far away. He had a mask and gloves on, so and they isolated him right away too. Like they took him out of the hotel and just made him like isolate.
Yeah, I'm also happy that the UFC gave paydays to both fighters.
Yeah, I saw that. That was cool.
And I thought that was real nice of the UFC for doing that. I mean, I would love to see that fight. Like, I hope that's gonna be a future fight.
Yeah, once he recovers and once he feels like he's good to go, we could see it pretty soon, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Uriah's gonna want to fight. It's been how many weeks, like since anyone's fought, and he hasn't fought since, I don't even know, was Costa his last fight?
I think so.
Yeah, the one he got destroyed in that fight, but that was a long time ago though. I guess let's start with the card. So starting off, Ryan Spann, Sam Alvey, that was better than I expected.
Honestly, if that was like, if that would have gone like another like round or two, I think Alvey might have like pulled out the victory on that.
Even just if there was like a minute left in that, it might have been a different story.
Even that, like, I think, I don't know, Spann, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad he graded himself. He said, "What do you think, Coach?" He said, "I think that's like a C+."
Yeah,
got the win.
He was kind of iffy, but he was hurt at the end though. He hurt him at the end of the round.
Yeah.
Kind of just kept shooting at the legs and just kind of held his way onto the win. But yeah, he definitely won at least 2 rounds of that. I think we both got that one right. There wasn't a prediction for you on there, but I think we both got that one.
Yeah.
And then next, Thug Nasty just dominating the fight.
Oh my God.
One of the first 30-24s I think I've seen.
Oh, and he's getting his camo shorts, bro. I'm so happy.
That was awesome. He earned them finally. But yeah, that was – Rosa has a hell of a defense, but for him to talk – did you hear the corner?
Yeah,
he talked all that shit.
Like, dude, you're getting killed, dude. Why are you talking? You're getting killed.
They were talking on the ground too. Like he was saying like, stand up, like, let's go. And Bryce was like, try to get up then.
I mean, I don't know. I saw it. I had a feeling Thug Nasty was going to win, but didn't think it was going to be a dominant performance like that.
I can't believe we saw that many twister attempts. Like I
know.
I was out of my seat, like yelling at the TV.
I know. I was like, I mean, the defense of what's his name, Rosa?
Charles Rosa, yeah.
Yeah. He was.
He kept doing that answer the phone thing on the arm triangle.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Kept doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I just throughout this whole like card, I missed the crowd, yeah, but like I actually liked it too because of hearing the coaches talk. Like you don't hear that with live people.
No, it was weird. It was kind of like you're watching like the Ultimate Fighter or like the Contender Series or something. Like you could hear everything. You could hear DC,
and he's the
like
best,
when he
the
yells.
best, you know what I mean?
Exactly. You could hear everyone breathing. You could hear every punch.
It was insane. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I actually enjoyed hearing their coaches telling their fighters, "Hey, do this, do this."
Mm-hmm. The only disadvantage with that is when both sides speak English, so it's you kind of know exactly what they're going for. Like when when Tony was going for like the Imanari row, like you can tell when it's coming. When his coach said throw sand at him, that was like, okay. but that's just I think it was Woodley that said I would fire my corner on the spot if they told me to throw sand at a fighter.
Yeah.
We both got that one right. Unfortunately, we didn't get the sub that we both predicted, but it came close though. I was started yelling it. My dad was like, "What is he going for?" I was like, "He's doing the twister again. Look at him."
Yeah, my dad did the same thing.
Then Nico Price, Vicente Luque. Good Lord.
Oh man, what a war, dude.
Price's face was up there with the worst I've ever seen.
His eye, man.
Ugh.
You know,
And those
that
faces,
looked worse than Cerrone's.
those faces he was doing at the end, like where he was like yelling at the camera.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was sick. It was a decently close fight too. There was only like I think a minute left or so.
I don't know. How would you have judged that one if it went to the decision?
They probably would have gave it to Luque just because he was kind of more accurate and more technical. But Price was pushing more, not necessarily landing more, but they probably would have given it to Luque just out of just pure, like just being technical and really hitting his shots when Price was kind of really just charging at him. But
yeah,
Luque's been in so many wars though, like the Brian Barberina fight when he fought. I think he won when he fought Thompson. That was a good fight.
Yeah, this Thompson fight, that was his last fight, and that was he's got a good chin, man.
Oh my God, yeah. It was insane. It was like when he was fighting Brian Barberina too. I was like, how are you taking these?
Yeah, like I don't know, his chin is insane. And when Luque fought Perry too, and honestly, like I still think Perry won that fight, even though his nose was halfway across his face.
Yeah, I think the judges judged that on how he looked.
Yeah.
That was another kind of thing like when Hendo fought Bisping and Bisping was all beat up and they still gave it to Bisping and Hendo said, I wish they judged it on how you look. Because Hendo didn't have anything on him and Bisping was all, like his eye was all swollen up. Oh, so Carla Esparza, Michelle Watterson. Oh my God. This was the start of the horrible judging.
Yeah, and honestly, this fight and I'd say the Olenek Verdum fight were the two boring fights in my opinion.
Olenek, but for a 42-year-old to throw that hard for 15 minutes?
I know. I didn't realize Verdum was 42 as well. My dad was like, man, these dudes like two 42-year-old fighters right now.
Yeah, I looked it up. I was like, I'm pretty sure they both are 42, and they both were. But yeah, that Esparza and Michelle Watterson, that's like the third fight Esparza's got a bogus decision on.
Yeah.
I honestly
don't
see it.
The only thing that really got me with Esparza with this fight against Michelle Watterson was the early takedown in the first round, but other than that, she really didn't do anything.
I mean, neither one did a whole lot, but Michelle did more. She controlled it more. It's just they're gonna
stop a few takedowns too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she was changing her stance up, and I don't know. They're gonna let Esparza fight somebody in the top 5 probably soon, and then you'll see she's nothing.
Yeah.
If she fought Joanna again, she would get destroyed. If she fought Wei Li, God forbid, that would be the end of her career. There's nobody there. Even if you let her fight like Andrade, I don't think that would go very far.
Well, it just shows how dominant the champions are in those two divisions, man.
Exactly. It's in the 3 women's
3 divisions.
Well, 4, I mean, because there's Amanda's got both. But yeah, but and then like we said with Olenek and Verdum, it was not really that close. I mean, I had Verdum by submission. It came close. He had that Kimura pretty good.
Yeah, he did. I can't believe Olenek was. I mean, he tagged Verdum a few times, man.
Yeah, and I mean, I was impressed with Verdum's chin too. He didn't do terrible.
But I mean, out of those two, I would say I think it's time for Verdum to hang the gloves up.
Hey, he's starting to get those gray hairs in there. It didn't look good.
Olenek looks 60 and he's still fighting. Like he
For
literally
real.
looks.
That was the best I've ever seen him. Like physique.
Yeah.
Like good Lord, you're 42 years old, like in the best shape of your life.
Well, wasn't the weight? Wasn't it like 245 or like 260 for Verdum, and like Olenek was 227. Like,
Yeah, he was down there. He looked slim too. I was like,
yeah, he
damn.
looked very slim.
If he was younger, like he could be a problem at 205 if he could cut down that far.
Yeah,
Because nobody would want to take him to the ground. Like John couldn't take him to the ground.
exactly. Like
He was
he has,
going for those like Von Flu chokes. That would have been it.
he's got a crazy ground game.
Yeah, it was the one time it went to the ground. I was like, "Oh, this is where we're gonna see." I think I said it in the last podcast that we did. If that one goes to the ground, somebody's getting choked out.
Yeah,
But he had a few. Or Verdum had like the armbar going. He had the Kimura.
yeah,
He had a guillotine. I think once that wasn't that solid, but
yeah. I thought Verdum's transitions were really well.
yeah, he did. He's good on it. It seemed like that's what he tried to do, like mostly in his camp.
Yeah,
Like his camp was really revolved around, all right, Olenek's going to come out and try to take you down, and that's going to be it. Like with the lack of training and maybe cardio problems and stuff, I could see it, but that's all. He was just bum rushing him, like he was just swinging the whole time.
yeah. Oh, he was just.
He was just running across, launching him.
But I mean, he was tagging him, dude. And kudos to Olenek for getting that victory, man.
Yeah, for his cardio too. Most guys would be gone within the first 1 or 2 rounds. He was still coming in the third.
Did you see that picture of him? Like he was laying down.
And he had his feet up on the stool.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like I forget what it said, like when you're waiting or when you're resting after this long night of fights or something.
Yeah.
And the second questionable decision, in my opinion.
Hey, you still won your
I had a feeling it was going to go that way, but Cerrone surprised me. He did a lot better than I thought he would.
And did you see the eye poke? I was like, oh shoot, man.
Yeah, I was loving that after Pettis was like, dude, I swear to God, watch the video. Like it was a punch, and then I was like, oh no, your whole thumb went in his eye, dude.
Yeah, even I think Rogan even said, oh, once we show this replay, I don't think Pettis is gonna he's gonna be like, oh shoot, yeah.
Oh,
Man, those judges were so bad, dude.
Oh, it's certain ones too, like that usually are good. Like I think Chris Lee was there. Sal D'Amato, I think, was there.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what the other one, but they're usually good. But I mean, it's Florida, so they're not all that experienced, I guess. But I don't know. What is that, 4 in a row for Cerrone now?
Yeah, I believe so. But he said he's not. He's still down to fight.
Oh yeah, he'll go till they tell him he can't go anymore.
But I mean, honestly, this was a war I was expecting. Like, I wasn't really expecting either guy to get knocked out more, but like I was expecting like a bloodbath. Not gonna lie, and I mean, it's kind of happened a little bit. Both guys landed key strikes. Like I remember the head kick that Cerrone threw and it landed. Trying to Pettis, I think Pettis like tagged him a few times too.
Yeah, there was a few times where it was like, oh, like this could be something. But yeah, I think Pettis said he wants to go to 55 now. Cerrone, I don't know what he'll do. He'll probably be a gatekeeper and fight some kind of low-level guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Then we had Hardy and DeCastro, which could have been a good fight, but DeCastro had to go and break his foot or his toe or whatever it was.
Yeah, well, I found it funny with this fight because Greg Hardy said after the fight he heard Cormier giving pointers and stuff like that, and he was like, I could hear him saying that, so I'm gonna listen.
Check the leg kicks, I think he said.
And once he checked that leg kick, look what happened to the Castro. So, I mean, like you, this fight could have been a lot better. And I think if the Castro didn't break his foot, I think he would have won because he would have done more. Like, I remember Cormier critiquing him saying, oh, he's not doing anything, and he's going to lose this fight because he's not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think if he didn't break his foot, and I think he would have pushed and pressure Greg Hardy instead of opposite way, where Greg Hardy was pressuring him and he was getting his strikes in. But there's times where DeCastro didn't even throw a punch for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, he was swinging at the beginning before he broke his foot. He was swinging really hard, and I was like, Hardy wasn't defending all that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's gonna get caught. Like it's not gonna end
Yeah.
well.
But I mean, I wasn't mad about the decision. I thought Greg Hardy,
No,
like,
that was easy.
I don't think it. What did they say? 30-27.
I think it was
Yeah.
that or maybe 29-28, but like they might have given DeCastro the first round. But either way, it was easy for Hardy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
DeCastro didn't do anything in the second or the third round.
To me, the Castro kind of remind like I don't know. He's small, like kind of like how Mark Hunt is. I don't
That was funny. DC said him and DeCastro are looking just about the same right now.
know. Yeah. I mean, was he weighed in small too though, didn't he?
He's a shorter guy. I forget what he weighed in, but he was up there though. I would assume he was probably above 240 at least, maybe 250. And I think
I mean, if
he was
you can
65
take
and
the
a
weight
half.
cut, if you can take the weight cut, I mean,
He could be a problem. I mean, that weight too though is part of the power. Like
yeah,
you throw 250 pounds into a dude's chin, he's gonna go to sleep.
yeah, definitely.
Speaking of nearly going to sleep, Jeremy Stevens, Calvin Cater. Wow.
I mean,
Just wow.
what's it? This well, it all started with Stevens not making weight during
Yeah,
weigh-in,
he missed by like 4.5 pounds.
and that's his third time missing weight, right? In his career.
I think second at 45.
Yeah, because I think he missed weight like when he was lightweight.
Yeah, when he was
Yeah.
55, I think he missed like early in his career, but I think it's his second time missing at 45.
Do you think he should move up?
I think I think he can do it. With this only being the second time, he's been at 45 for a while. I mean, if it happens
Yeah.
again, like they could give him somebody at 45, and then if it happens again, then it's like, dude, you can't cut the weight anymore. Just go up
Yeah.
to 55.
I
But
mean, I like both fighters, and I mean
Jeremy
Calvin.
won. I think Jeremy won that first round too.
I do too. And Calvin Cater just said, "I bet elbow," and once he landed that elbow, he threw a left hook. If that would have landed,
Oh, that would have been lights out.
he would have been lights out, man. And well, when he landed that elbow, he got hit right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember they're like, how did he get busted open? And then he landed an elbow on the ground too, and he
Yeah, he landed that one more, and he got like a huge like gash on his forehead.
Yeah, he was. Oh, that was nasty because he stood up and you just see blood pouring. I was like, "Ooh, dang!"
He kept having his face down too, and the blood was leaking. DC was saying you got to get his head up.
Yep.
But his leg folded too, like freaking Krokop and Gonzaga.
Mhm.
Oh Jesus! Like it went back, but like, oh my God. You could see his eyes just go though. Like right when he took that elbow, he was just like looked off, and it was like, oh. Shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then, absolutely. Speaking of going to sleep, good Lord.
Oh my God, bro, Ngannou, dude.
If there was ever a time for the he wasn't ready Kevin Hart thing, oh my God.
Definitely. Exactly. That's a. I mean, like
that right hook that he threw, that right like overhand that he threw.
Yep.
Oh my God! If that would have landed, that's straight to the cemetery. If that lands.
Ngannou humbled Rosenstruck, or is that how you say it? I don't even know how to say his name.
I think it's Rosenstrike or Rosenstrike, something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, he wasn't ready at all. And Ngannou even said, like, these guys got to think before they come in here, like, trying to fight someone like me. Like, you got to realize what you're getting into.
Exactly, man.
Like, Ngannou was humble about it. Like, he said, he's like, yeah, he's not ready. Like, he just wasn't there yet.
He said he has the potential, man. Like, and I saw on Twitter and Instagram afterwards that, I mean, Ngannou was, I mean, I think he took a picture with him after the fight.
Yeah, they did.
And, I mean, I don't know. Do you think that really hurts Rosenstrike's ranking, or?
No, I don't think I think it's kind of expected. Like, I heard, like, Joe Rogan and Brendan Schaub saying well, not, I think it was mostly Joe Rogan saying like it's a decent chance that both get knocked out. And then Ben was like, yeah, whatever. But but I don't think it hurts Rosenstrike too much. I think he'll come back. He'll probably sleep some mid-level guy, and then it'll be back to, you know. But as long as Ngannou's there, it's not going to happen.
Do you think once Ngannou and do you think Ngannou fights Stipe, or do you think?
I think Stipe. I think they strip Stipe and Ngannou fights DC.
You think so?
Like DC has said that he doesn't want to fight him before. Like, yeah, no, like it's Stipe or nobody. But now after Saturday, DC's like, no, I'll fight him. Like I'm not afraid of anyone. Like, let's go. So, but DC just wants the belt.
Just picture the size difference, dude. Just like Ngannou's a monster, dude.
Ngannou looked ridiculous.
He looked great.
He looked like a freaking superhuman.
I mean, and he seems more humbled, man.
Yeah, it's definitely more humble after that Stipe fight. That humbled him big time.
And that's scary for that heavyweight division, man. Because I mean,
yeah, he still knows that he can sleep anyone on the planet, but it's to the point where he's like, I can be beat. So like, I'm not just gonna go out there and destroy everyone.
I mean, but DC can take him down, man.
Yeah, DC said that too. He said I would have already taken him down by now. But you got to think though, when you shoot for a takedown, if Ngannou hits you with an uppercut, you're going to sleep.
Or I mean, I'd be scared taking him down, just getting hit from the ground.
Yeah,
I don't really see.
It's anything.
I look at seeing Ngannou knock someone out on his back, man.
It could be even a hammer fist. Like if DC shoots for like a single leg or something, and Ngannou just like throws under like with a hammer fist, you're going to sleep. There's no problem.
I don't know that division, and like I feel bad for Stipe because he had eye surgery and
yeah, it's his eye, and then now he's saying he doesn't have access to a gym or he doesn't have like a camp or anything like that, and he doesn't even think he can go by August. So I mean, you got to keep the division going. If you want to come back when you're healthy, then win the belt again. But you got to keep the division going.
I agree.
It's like when Conor was holding up 2 divisions for like over a year. It's like, come on. Like it's ridiculous. There's so many fighters like at heavyweight, but you know.
That division. You got Curtis Blades looks good after he's on what 3-fight win streak after losing to Ngannou. He looks dangerous. And
he's coming up. It's Blades, Harris, Overeem is still there. You got Derek Lewis, Vulcan.
If Walt gets this win on Saturday, I could see him versus Rosenstrike. To be honest with you.
Could be. That could be a good fight. But yeah, there was a time when heavyweight was just boring when it was, it was like Brock Lesnar and then you had whoever like, oh, here's Shane Carwin, try that. Like it's
Shane Carwin. I haven't heard that name forever, dude.
Yeah, there was a time when it was like, and then Kane came and JDS was there, so it was kind of okay. But now it's exciting. Now there's guys coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had first title fight: Henry Cejudo, Dominic Cruz. That stoppage. The more I watch it, the more I'm kind of iffy about it.
I mean I agree, but I don't really like the comments that Cruz has been saying after. Like the rest smelled like alcohol and cigarettes.
Yeah, it's kind of just an excuse. Like,
I mean, I love Cruz. I love Dom.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. Especially with Cejudo retiring now, maybe Dom comes back and he'll fight. Either TJ when he comes back, or he'll fight like Piotr Jan, and if it's Sterling or whoever it is.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Jan. I think they're actually gonna do Jan and Aljamain Sterling.
They might, but they could do Jan and Moraes too, though, because Moraes slept Sterling.
That's true.
So
I mean, I don't know, man. Do you think they're? I like how Cejudo was trying to like say, like, hey, you should have a like a tournament for. I was like, dude, you're retiring. You're already making plans for the belt. But
yeah, I think
I
it's
honestly,
more of a contract thing.
yeah, I agree. I agree. But if he is actually retiring, dude, you can't just leave out Corey Sandhagen though either.
Sandhagen's coming up for sure. That's going to be interesting.
Like
There's a
that
lot of
division.
up and comers. Sandhagen's going to be a problem. Shabazian's going to be a problem at middleweight.
Hmm.
There's a lot of guys coming up that are. It's going to be. They're just like Drew Dober on Wednesday. That he's another one. It's like
Hmm.
yeah, he might burst onto the top 15 pretty easily in that fight.
Another young guy fought this past weekend, Bryce Mitchell.
Oh yeah, Bryce for sure. I think
Do you
he's
think
like he
do you
said he
think that
wanted
fight?
Ige.
Do you think that fight made him top 15?
Um, it could be. I mean, I could see him being 15, 14, something like that. But if he fights, if he'll fight somebody, he wants Ige, but Ige's fighting Barboza. Um,
Yeah,
but if Bryce fights the winner of that, or if he fights Ige, no matter what, that could still be interesting.
definitely.
And finally, the main event, Ferguson Gaethje, went exactly the way I wanted it to.
Oh man.
I want like with all the top guys, like say like John Jones, if he got beat up for 25 minutes like that, I would be totally fine with it. Like
I feel so bad for
I want to
Ferguson,
see
dude.
the top guys get beat, like not just like if Gaethje would have just slapped him right away, like yeah, that would have been cool. But like seeing him just get outworked for like 24 minutes or whatever it was
Yeah.
so good to watch.
Um, See, I feel so bad, but like you took the fight, man. You know what I mean? You could have waited it out and fought Khabib, and
Yeah, he kind of gave a few excuses, which I mean it makes sense. Like he was training for the best wrestler in the world. Um,
and
and he didn't work on striking that much, and he had a long camp. So
I mean, and Gaethje has a very underrated wrestling game, in my opinion. So
he
he did,
defended, I think, one or two takedowns, and then he rolled right out of the way of that Imanari roll too.
yeah. I mean, I, I'm hope, and honestly, like seeing Gaethje fight Poirier, when he was winning that fight, and he made a couple stupid decisions, and
But yeah, he got comfortable, just like him and Trevor Whitman were talking about. He got in trouble twice. He got
he
too just complacent with it and got too comfortable because he loves it so much, and he got stopped.
and I noticed in this past fight that he he tagged Ferguson numerous of times, but he didn't rush in. Like
Mm-mm.
fans were like previously he tagged you, he's gonna rush in. He's excited. He's like, let's go, and gets tagged. He gets tagged, and I
Yeah,
noticed in this fight I think might have been the fourth round maybe, where he tagged him. He was gonna go in, but he's like, no, I'm gonna stay back and we'll keep on playing my game. He controlled this fight. I mean,
oh yeah, from
and
start to finish, except for the second round when Tony caught him with that uppercut.
yeah,
That was really the only time that it seemed like the tide was kind of shifting for Tony. But yeah, Gaethje just looked amazing, and I cannot wait for him and Khabib.
I mean, I same like, but Khabib's on a whole different level, dude. I mean, but if he tags him, man. But he
It's gonna
can't.
be it's gonna be interesting. It's the same kind of story as Connor, but Gaethje has a lot better wrestling than Connor.
Yeah,
But
and
you never
I,
know.
I'm so excited, dude. I mean, I'm glad. Like, I chose Ferguson to win, but I mean, was I mad that he lost? No, because I like both fighters, and I thought and Gaethje looked like the better man in that fight. And
Ferguson will be back. And like unless they do Diaz Connor or like Connor Masvidal, I think you do Tony Connor now. Just
Yeah, I actually was talking to my dad about that. I was like, maybe if Connor decides to want to fight in that division for like one of the top guys in that division, I think it has to be Tony. And if he beats Tony, of course, then
well, yeah, then
he
he gets the winner.
he gets the winner. Um, but I don't know. I think Tony, that's a bad matchup for McGregor, in my opinion.
It'll be interesting because Tony, Tony striking when if he prepares for Connor, it'll be interesting because his submission game is so much better than Khabib's. Khabib is just straight up wrestling.
Yeah,
But if Tony traps Connor in a submission, like Connor did decent with takedown defense, but you got to get your submission defense. And he trains with Dylan Dennis, but there's only so much you can do, and I don't like Dennis, so.
I don't think anyone likes Dylan Dennis. So
No, and he said you got to pull guard on Ngannou. Did you see that?
yeah.
He's like, you just got to pull guard on Ngannou. I'll show everyone. And it's like, yeah, have fun in the cemetery.
But like honestly, Gaethje could be like, I'm excited for that fight though. Like I think it's gonna be a lot different than what Poirier and Khabib were. I think Gaethje,
absolutely.
comparing Poirier and Gaethje, I think Gaethje was and is the better fighter. And don't get me wrong, I love Dustin Poirier, but I don't know, a smart Gaethje is that. I mean, that's a scary guy right there.
The way
And
Gaethje fights now compared to the way Gaethje used to fight, this is a much scarier Gaethje for Khabib.
And I don't know, man, because I mean, you Khabib can take you down, but I mean, Gaethje tags him, and I mean, there's a couple times where against Poirier, Khabib got tagged, and I mean, he kind of froze a little bit, and then he just went for the takedown. But I mean, Poirier tagged him a few times in that fight.
Khabib gets hit. There's no doubt about it. He gets not as much as Tony, but he gets hit.
Can we just give kudos to Ferguson's freaking chin, dude?
Oh my God, that was I was telling my dad any other fighter in the division is sleeping right now.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
with every single he was hitting him with the left and then following up with the right, like the combinations with the leg kick and then the hook. Like anyone else is sleeping.
He ate them up, dude. And then he was still, because he was pushing that fight too. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, like he had control, but Gaethje was like, all right, like I'll let you do it. I'll let you control the fight. I'll let you, but I'll tag you. I've been tagging you all night.
That last sequence, you can see Tony broke his orbital, but you could see it kind of reminded me of Robbie versus Rory too. When he landed that last punch, and you just see Tony just shake his head and try to clear the cobwebs out a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't know. I didn't really like the stoppage. I think that, I mean, I get what hurt.
I think you got to protect him.
Yeah, and I agree with that. But I also agree with Ferguson and what Gaethje said. He's like, I'd be pissed right now if.
Well, yeah, because fighters they want to go out on their shield, but you got to protect them from themselves. Tony would have been in there till he went to sleep. And then who knows what, with all the problems that he's had and everything, if he gets hit and knocked out cold like that, who knows what else could happen,
Yeah.
So Herb's the best in the business. He did the right thing. When you see a guy just not able to defend himself and shaking his head when he's not knocked out or anything, he just doesn't know what's going on. That's the good time to stop. I don't think he could have done much better. I think if Gaethje would have ran after him and hit him one more time, I think Tony's sleeping.
And what did you think about, like, when Gaethje tried to give him like a hug and stuff and kind of pushed him away? Do you think Ferguson was like there, or do you think he?
I think it was kind of just the shock of being pissed at Herb, like kind of just let me go out like the way I want to go out. And then Gaethje was kind of just like trying to be. I think it was just kind of the moment because they hugged after.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It wasn't like Tony was just just being like that to him the whole time.
Yeah, he did, and I think he sent. I saw his Instagram post where he said like something about like two warriors going at it and stuff like that. I mean, I honestly think he was still in fight mode, kind of like he was out of it, but like. And Gaethje trying to give him a hug, and he's kind of like, like get away from me. And I also kind of think he was just wanting to get cleaned up because his face was battered, dog.
If there was ever a time that the Boogeyman nickname fit.
I mean,
God.
because I remember in the first round he got cut, and he was like, "Where's the cut man?"
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he
cut like kind of on the side of his face.
Yeah,
he broke his nose pretty good too, and he kept blowing it. I was like, "Oh, Tony, what are you doing?"
Exactly, because that's what Cerrone did in their fight,
Mm-hmm.
and look what happened to his eye.
Exactly.
I mean, but I think this was a great start for, especially being with sports not happening at all.
Oh,
I think
it was great.
Great card.
Yeah, top to bottom, it was amazing.
It just sucked without fans, man. Like fans, that fight would have gone insane with fans, dude.
The outcomes could have been different too. Like hearing the crowd like cheer and everything, like it could do it. Like it could bring a whole different level of excitement to it. Yeah, it might have changed some of the outcomes. Then we had GSP get inducted to the Hall of Fame. That's well deserved.
Well deserved, dude. I mean, what a great career he had, man.
He's absolute legend. I still would love to see that fight with Khabib. I don't see it ever happening, but
I know.
That's one that got away.
I just remember hearing rumors all the time when I was little, like Anderson Silva versus GSP, man. That just always has been the what if kind of fight.
It's with all the greats: Anderson Silva, GSP, Silva, Jones, Velasquez, stuff like that. It's stuff you want to see. And then like if Randy and Fedor would have fought, that was another one that people wanted forever. Again? Tell me when. Is it good yet?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you now.
There we go. Okay. I should have been looking. Oh well, it doesn't even give me the time for it. But yeah, that's just one of those fights. Silva, GSP, Jones, Silva, Jones, Velasquez.
I mean, it was more like when was GSP gonna get inducted, in my opinion.
You know what I mean? It wasn't a matter of if at all.
Yeah, I mean, great career. Fighter I grew up watching, you know what I mean?
It's one of the only ones to go out on top. I think really the only one, honestly.
Yeah.
He never lost the welterweight title, and he just dropped the middleweight title right away.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, he lost it to Sarah, but I mean at the end of his career.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was. I don't even like thinking about that. Then new news developing today. Gaslam suspended, which again I don't. Why? Like, it's marijuana. Like, chill out.
I know.
He didn't do it when he was competing, or did he?
I don't know.
I think it would have came out a while ago, though.
Yeah.
And if you're high when you fight Darren Till, like, come on, what are you doing?
You must be a Diaz.
Right. Like, I mean, it's understandable. Like when Nick Diaz does it, but like Gaslam, come on.
All right. So, what do you think? I saw this thing on MMAfighting.com on Twitter, which is where I get my like new stuff for MMA. Mm-hmm. And I saw that Dana's working a rematch between Volkanovski and Bliss.
Yeah, it makes sense. I think if anyone deserves a rematch, it's Holloway for sure.
Do you think that fight is a different outcome, or do you think Volkanovski still gets the?
I think Volkanovski. I think he could pull it off again. Like,
but didn't Holloway's like family? One of his family members died like 9 days before of that fight.
Something like that, yeah. But it's such a close fight and such a hard fight to pick. Like, it was even close with the decision. Like, I felt like I knew Volkanovski won, but it was tough.
There's always that championship, like beat the champion, you gotta beat the champion. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Kind of like Izzy and Romero. You gotta do something.
Or Reyes and Jones.
Yeah, it's you gotta come at him and do it. Um, but yeah, I mean, it could happen. It'd be interesting. Fight Island, I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be down.
So, what are they doing with that Nunez fight?
June 6th, UFC 250.
Has there been any other like fights that have been agreed on that fight? Besides, I noticed
On
that there
that,
was a couple.
they released them, but I don't think they're that good. The ones that the ones that they've released.
Do you think those fights were like the prelims type
I
fight?
sure hope so.
Because like there's no one on that card.
Yeah, no,
Like
will
there's like no other name I like recognized when I saw that.
I will not be buying the pay-per-view if that's the main card. But yeah, I don't see any way Nunes loses that fight.
Yeah. Oh, neither do I. I think it's a straight dominant.
It was between Felicia and Megan, and I don't think either one of them have a chance.
So the fight's on Wednesday, man.
Oh, if Saturday wasn't enough, like we get 2 more this week.
I know.
Like, oh my God, I love the UFC. So I guess we can go with our picks. So starting off prelims, Chase Sherman, Isaac Villanueva. I got Sherman by KO. Sherman's good. They've put him in there against some top guys, and he struggled. But Villanueva is kind of he's kind of a lower level guy. I think Chase should be able to get it done.
Yeah, I got Chase in that one too. I either knockout or TKO, man.
And then Hunter, I think it's Azur. Brian Kelleher. Kelleher's another one I didn't mention, but he's on the come up too, though.
Yeah.
I got him by decision in that one.
Well, I guess Hunter Azur he's 8-0. I'm looking at the stuff right now, and I mean, 28. Ben Keller's 33. I think this is gonna be a fast-paced fight.
Depends on who Azur fought, though, too. Like that one guy that was like 12-0 that fought Greg Hardy. Like, good lord.
Yeah.
How did that guy fight? But
I mean, I never heard of Hunter Azur. Not gonna lie.
I want to say I've seen him fight somewhere before. The name seems familiar. I don't know if it was in the UFC, but I feel like I've seen him fight somewhere.
But I don't know. I'm gonna go with Hunter just because of the reach advantage and stuff like that.
How do you think he finishes it, or do you think he finishes it?
I think he'll go decision. Maybe a submission. I don't know. Let's go with decision with that one.
All right, and then Gabriel Benitez, and this guy has so many names. There's no reason for. Omar Antonio Morales Ferrer or something.
Yeah, Omar Morales he's 9-0 too. He's must be a debut, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing him.
Yeah, he's 34 years old, man.
Yeah, I got Benitez. He's another one that's pretty promising. I don't know how far he'll go, but
I like Benitez on this one too.
I got him by submission. I think it'll go to the ground.
You think so? I think it'll be a decision. I think it's going to be. I think Benitez controls the fight.
Yeah, he's that's what he's. I think that's pretty much what he's known. He's known to do. He just pushes it and doesn't really give you a chance to implement your game.
Yeah.
Next, Jar Eubanks, Sarah Mraz. If they make weight, especially Sarge, if she makes weight. I got her by decision just because Sarah is on and off. She has some good fights where she's really good and some fights where she just doesn't show up and she just lays there. Sarge has got power. So you never know.
I'm gonna go Eubanks with knockout. TKO.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one. It's decently high
Hmm.
up on the card too.
Yeah.
Michael Johnson, Thiago Moises. I think wasn't Michael supposed to fight somebody else like a few weeks
I
ago?
can't believe Michael Johnson's still in the UFC.
He was pretty good for a while.
Can't
Um,
believe Michael Johnson's still in the UFC, dude.
he was on a roll for a while
Yeah.
until he fought Josh Emmett, and then Jesus. But but yeah, he was giving it to Emmett though. Like that was a close fight until he just absolutely went into a freaking coma.
um, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Thiago.
How do you think it finishes?
Uh, his last two fights, they've gone to decision. He fought on the card with Andrade and Zahn, uh, and UFC 237. Those were his last two fights with Thiago Moises, or yeah,
Mhm.
whatever. And I don't know. I think he gets a decision. He
Yeah.
lost his last fight.
And then Andre Arlovsky, Felipe Lins. This is Felipe's, I think, his pro debut.
Yeah, I'm going Felipe Lins with a knockout. Orlovsky's one of those guys. His skin is gone, dude. I mean, you seen? I mean, they showed his highlights of him getting knocked out for both Ngannou and Rosenstrike.
Oh, he left his
So
feet on that Ngannou one.
you know his chin is literally done. Like we all thought Chuck Liddell's chin was made out of glass.
Oh,
Man, this guy's chin. Like I love Arlovsky, but it's time to hang up the gloves, dude.
it's been time, I think.
But I got Felipe Lins with knockout.
Yeah, if like I looked on UFC.com and it was he didn't have a record, so it might even be his pro debut. But
Yeah,
if it's his pro debut and he's in the UFC and they trust him enough to go against Arlovsky, like Arlovsky's a big name, even though he gets slept by everyone he fights. But yeah,
but
it's if this is if they trust him against Arlovsky in the UFC for his first fight, he must be good. I haven't seen
yeah,
him fight anywhere else, but he must be pretty good.
yeah, I agree.
Then Carl Robertson, Marvin Vittori. This should be a good one.
I
Vittori's got
agree.
a chin on him. I think he was one of Izzy's first fights. Um,
Um,
I think it was
I'm gonna
like his
go.
second or third fight. I want to say.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. They're opening up the card and well, the main card, I should say.
Yeah,
And
Robertson's pretty good though. He's been promising.
yeah, he's fought he lost to Glover. He fought a light heavyweight and lost to him. He fought last year at Sacramento.
Yeah,
Um, but he's got a few wins against a couple. He's fought Darren Stewart. Um, yeah, but I like Carl Robertson. I think he's gonna do good, and I think he's gonna get the decision win, like you pointed out.
yeah. And then Ricky Simone, Ray Borg. That should be another good one if Borg
Oh
shows up.
man, I love Ricky Simone though, dude, and
This has got fight of the night potential.
yeah, it definitely does. He Ricky Simone kind of he just pressures, man. I just love it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think Simone takes it by decision.
I'm gonna go with maybe a second or third round knockout with Simone, TKO.
Yeah, it could be. Borg has to show up. When he shows up, he's good.
Yeah,
Just
he is.
like with Cowboy and a bunch of other fighters, if they show up, there's not many guys except for maybe the top 5 or 10 that can really like stop him.
Mhm.
And then as I stated earlier, Drew Dober, Alexander Hernandez. I think Drew takes that one pretty easily.
Same. I think Dober takes it by TKO.
Yeah, I don't see it going very long. I've never been a fan of Hernandez, especially with his whole fiasco with Cowboy.
Mhm.
It's, I don't think he's ready for that kind of top level competition yet. He's good, but I don't think he's that level yet.
Yeah. What do you think for the next fight, Ben Rothwell against Prue?
It'll be interesting to see Prue's chin at heavyweight.
Yeah, I was about to say this is what his heavyweight debut.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how his chin holds up because he's another one with a thin glass chin.
I honestly, you have Prue winning by decision. I'm going to take Rothwell in this one. I think this was a true test for. And Rothwell has power, dude. Like
he's getting old though. I mean,
he's getting old, but
that fight with Struve, just oh my god.
Yeah.
Just I almost fell asleep. Like he just kept kicking him. It was like, dude, come on.
I know, man. But I think Rothwell. I think he might get Prue on this one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, and then who knows where Prue goes from there if he beats him.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be necessary like a Rosenstruik next, but if you put Prue against some top level, like I think Prue and what's his name? Like Blagoy Ivanov, if Prue is good, that could be a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
Or like that Shamil Abdurakhimov guy, that could be a decent.
Mm-hmm. Do they feed him to Greg Hardy?
I don't think so. Or maybe. Now that I think about it, maybe. Because Hardy didn't look terrible at all against Volkov, and I think Volkov would piece up OSP.
Honestly, I think that was his best fight, dude. And I mean, granted, he lost, but he looked good, man. He didn't look.
Showed that he's no joke. He's not just a power guy.
Yeah. And the main event, yeah, I think
Smith, Glover, Teixeira. I think Glover's another one. It's time to hang it up.
Yeah, I think Anthony gets the knockout as well.
Yeah, I don't see it lasting very long. I would imagine first round unless it goes to the ground.
Honestly, this is probably the fight where I'm 95% positive Anthony Smith wins this fight. I mean, if Glover wins, man, I don't know how I would react.
It doesn't do anything for the division.
I know. Exactly. If Glover wins, what?
Yeah, it doesn't. It just hurts. It hurts the division, if anything. I think because Rumble's coming back soon.
I mean, do you think Rumble goes up to heavyweight?
He's looking good. If he goes to 205, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of him the other day. He's getting skinny.
Ooh, boy, I'm so excited, man.
I think if he wants to go to 205, I think Jones should. I think heavyweight's looking pretty good for Jones. If Rumble wants to go to 205. Or if we get Rumble Reyes, Rumble Santos, anybody.
Oh man, so many good fights that could happen, man.
Oh, and then we got Saturday's card too. We'll talk about that on Friday, but
definitely. And with other sports as well, we're not just doing MMA, guys. This is literally the only thing that happened this past weekend. So
we might even have a decision on the MLB by Friday, hopefully.
Yeah.
I heard it's within the next week or so that they're hoping to make a decision, and I think the NBA is trying to make their decision up pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
The MLB, I think, wants to go in July. I want to say.
With 80 games, right?
Yeah, 80 games. I think they want to start in July. I would imagine in Arizona.
And we'll talk about if there's going to be a college football season this year.
I hope so.
I hope so too, man. It's a lot of money that's going to be lost for the NCAA and for schools itself.
It'll be interesting too, because then you gotta rely on what they did in the season before. Like Trevor Lawrence, is he still the number one pick? Probably.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you don't know though, or if they get another year of eligibility, and then he plays another year.
which could be another possibility. We'll definitely talk about this stuff on Friday.
Yeah, so I guess let's wrap it up. So that just about wraps things up for us here today. Be sure to follow us on social media at NN Experience for the latest updates in the world of sports and news about our next show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time right here on the Nick and Nola Experience.